Hello everyone, this is Andrew from Crown Academy of English. Today's lesson is an English vocabulary lesson, and it is about idioms and expressions about animals. So, in this lesson you will learn 6 expressions and idioms related to animals. So the first one is to have butterflies in your stomach. So what are butterflies? Well, here they are. So these are butterflies. So the idiom is the feeling of having butterflies flying in your stomach. So can you imagine what that feels like? So can you guess the meaning? Well, it means the physical feeling in your stomach when you are stressed or worried. So the meaning is, if you have butterflies in your stomach, then you feel nervous about something. You feel stressed about something. And you can physically feel it in your stomach. You can physically, you almost have a slight pain in your stomach. So, example. Mark says, I've got a job interview tomorrow. I have butterflies in my stomach. And David says, don't worry, you'll be fine. So, when Mark says, I have butterflies in my stomach, he is saying, I'm stressed. Okay, I'm feeling nervous about the interview. And David is reassuring him. Another example, before an exam. Jane had butterflies in her stomach before the exam. Okay, so this means, notice that we have had here, H-A-D. So that is the past simple form of the verb have. So this is in the past. We're describing something in the past. So Jane was feeling nervous before the exam. Okay, she was stressed before the exam. Okay, so this is a very nice expression. Number 2, to let the cat out of the bag. To let the cat out of the bag. So this means to reveal a secret, often accidentally. So if we do something accidentally, then it is not intentional. Okay, it is an accident. We do not do it on purpose. Okay, so this means to reveal a secret unintentionally. So the verb let, this is irregular. So the base form is let, but the past form is also let, and the past participle is also let. Okay? So, an example. This is the context of the example. Okay, this is the story. So David's friends have organized a birthday party for him. So his friends have organized a birthday party for David. Okay, it's in the future. And the party is a surprise. Therefore, David does not know that there is going to be a party for him. Okay, so that's the context. That's the secret. That's the surprise. Now, Mark is talking to David, and he says, I'm really excited about your birthday party tomorrow. And David doesn't know what Mark is talking about. And he says, what birthday party? So here we can say that Mark has let the cat out of the bag. Mark has let the cat out of the bag. Because Mark has just told David about the party. It was a surprise. David didn't know about the party, and Mark did not know that it was supposed to be a surprise. So Mark has revealed the secret unintentionally about the birthday party. So here we have the present perfect, has let. Has let. We're using the past participle, which is also let, same as the base form. If we wanted to use the past simple, we could say Mark let the cat out of the bag. Okay? That would be the past simple form. So let the cat out of the bag, to reveal a secret. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So here are 2 birds. Okay, so kill 2 birds with 1 stone. This is 1 stone here. So the figurative meaning, the image is that you throw 1 stone at 2 birds and it kills both birds with just 1 stone. So can you guess the meaning? That's just the figurative meaning of the expression. So the real meaning is to succeed in doing 2 things at the same time. Okay, so to succeed in doing 2 things, 2 tasks at the same time. To complete 2 tasks or goals at the same time. So the figurative meaning was you have 1 stone, you throw it, and it kills 2 birds with only 1 stone. So a real example would be, example, on Saturday afternoon, you have 2 tasks. So there are 2 things that you must do on Saturday afternoon. 2 jobs. Number 1, you want to go to London to buy a new phone. Okay, so you have to travel to London. And your second job is you also want to read 2 chapters from a book, because this is your homework from school, or maybe from work. Maybe you need to do some research for work. So you want to do this, and then you want to do that. But you decide to combine the 2 tasks. So therefore, you take a train to London and you read the book on the train. Okay, so here you are sitting on the train and you are reading the book. So you are doing 2 things at the same time. You're going to London and you're reading the book. So we can say that you are killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay, so by combining the 2 tasks, you are killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're traveling to London and you're reading the book. Okay, you're completing 2 tasks or goals at the same time. Okay, so it's a very useful expression. To take the bull by the horns. So this means to not ignore a problem or difficult situation. Okay, so you do not ignore a problem. So you take decisive action to tackle a problem or difficult situation. Okay, so this means that whenever you have a problem, you take quick action. You take strong, quick action to face the problem, to tackle the problem, okay, or difficult situation. Okay, so you do not procrastinate. This is the opposite of procrastinate. Okay, and the base form take is irregular. So the base form is take, the past form is took, and the past participle form is taken. Okay, so take, took, taken. Example number 1. When I lost my job, I took the bull by the horns and immediately applied for a new job. I took the bull by the horns and immediately applied for a new job. So first of all, notice that this is in the past, when I lost my job. So this is the past simple. So here we transform take and we put it in the past form, took. I took the bull by the horns. So this means I took decisive action to tackle a problem. So the problem was that I didn't have a job. And my quick action, my decisive action, was to immediately apply for a new job. So I filled in an application form and I looked for a new job. I applied for a new job. So obviously this is a figurative expression, but the bull represents the problem. Okay, so there is a bull, which is obviously very dangerous. It's a threat. And when you take the bull by the horns, that means you are directly addressing the problem. Okay, you are not ignoring the bull. You are not ignoring the problem. You are tackling the problem. Okay, so it's the opposite of procrastination. And another example, the context is that Jane made a mistake at work. Okay, she did something wrong. But she decided to tell her manager and apologize. So she decided to say sorry to her manager and to tell him about what happened. So we can say, to summarize the situation, Jane took the bull by the horns. Okay, she had a problem. She did not ignore the problem. She tackled the problem and she took decisive action. The decisive action was that she told her manager and she said sorry. She apologized. Okay? To feel like a fish out of water. To feel like a fish out of water. So out of water means not in water. Okay? Outside of the water. In the air. So you can imagine how a fish feels if it is not in water. It doesn't feel very well. It doesn't feel very comfortable. So that is the meaning. If you feel like a fish out of water, then you feel uncomfortable because you are in an unfamiliar situation. Unfamiliar is something that you do not know. So you are in a situation that you do not know very well. And feel, again, is irregular. Lots of irregular verbs today. So the base form is feel. The past form is felt, F-E-L-T. And the past participle is also felt, F-E-L-T. Example number 1. Jane didn't know anyone at her previous school. So Jane didn't have any friends. And so she felt like a fish out of water. She felt like a fish out of water. This was her previous school. Didn't know. So this means we are in the past tense. So we use the past simple form, felt. She felt like a fish out of water. She was uncomfortable in an unfamiliar situation. She was uncomfortable because she didn't have any friends. She didn't know anyone. And another example, very common example when we travel. David is on holiday in Spain, but he doesn't understand Spanish. So he doesn't understand what people are saying to him. Therefore, he feels like a fish out of water. He feels uncomfortable in an unfamiliar situation. Okay, he's not comfortable because he doesn't understand when people are talking to him. It is a situation that he does not know very well. Okay. And the last expression is raining cats and dogs. This is a very amusing expression. So it simply means to be raining very heavily. So lots of rain coming down. So example number 1, take an umbrella with you. It's raining cats and dogs. So I don't know why we say this in English, but it means, yes, it means to be raining very heavily. And example number 2, Mark asks, how was the weather in London? And David replies, terrible. It rained cats and dogs every day. So this is what raining cats and dogs looks like. Very, very strong rain. We call this torrential rain. Torrential rain. Okay, it's raining cats and dogs. So notice that this is the past simple form. Rain is a regular verb, so we simply add ed. So how do we know it is in the past? Well, Mark asks how was the weather in London. Mark uses the past simple form of the verb be. How was the weather in London? So David also replies in the past simple form. Terrible. It rained with an ed, cats and dogs every day. Okay, there we are. That's the end of the lesson. And here is a link to the Crown Academy IELTS online course, which I strongly recommend. And here are some other videos which I recommend.